Hello my friend. Mixing keys and piano can be tricky. You want them to cut through the mix, but you still want them to sound natural and warm. In this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 great mixing tips so you can get professional results. Let's dive straight in. So let's take a listen to our piano soloed. And in the mix. So our piano sounds nice and natural on its own, but as soon as we bring it into the mix, it gets lost in that muddy melee. So the first step is to carve out some space with EQ. Pianos can take up a lot of frequency range from the lows of the left hand to the bright harmonics on top, but in a mix, you don't always need that full spectrum. So I'm going to reach for a channel strip and I want to address some of the unnecessary low-end rumble and some of the excessive muddiness. So anywhere around 80 to 120 Hertz is where I'm dialing in my high-pass filter. It's notched at 82. I'm going to leave it just there. And then next up on this low-end knob here, I'm going to settle around 330. Really, we're looking anywhere around 250 to 350. You're listening for boxiness and muddiness. If I just crank it right up, it gives you an idea of exactly what that might sound like. That's exactly what I'm looking to reduce. So I'm going to put in a couple of dB reduction. And already I can start to hear that piano coming out of the mix a little bit and some of that low-end mud clearing up. But we can take things a bit further with a presence boost. Somewhere around 2 to 4K. If you perform quite an extreme boost and then play around this area, you can kind of pick out what sounds nicest, also what cuts through the mix best. Let's listen to the piano soloed with the changes that we've made with this channel strip. And once again in the mix. Already with those very simple EQ adjustments, we've made a huge difference. The piano's starting to find its place in the mix, and the mix is starting to clean itself up. Let's move on. Next up, let's take a look at compression, because pianos can be very dynamic with soft touches and loud hits. A little compression helps to keep them steady without losing that natural feel. So with our compressor, I've dialed in some light compression. I'm using low ratios, around 2 or 3 to 1, and I've kept my attack pretty slow, around 20 to 30 milliseconds, so I keep the transients coming through, and that's going to stop the piano sounding over compressed and squashed. For the release, I'm aiming for it to move musically with the piano. If you just keep an eye just here on the gain reduction, you'll see what I mean. Too slow and it never lets go. Too fast. And it could sound quite unnatural. So I'm going to settle around here. Typically I find somewhere around 100 to 150 milliseconds for the release on a piano will sit just about right. So once again, I don't want to over squash, over compress this piano. I'm just looking to tame it and control some of those dynamics whilst keeping it sounding real and have some feel. So I'm aiming for around 2 to 3 dB of gain reduction. Let's just take a listen to what we've done. Don't forget to bring in a little bit of makeup gain, and let's take a listen in the mix. Finally, let's give the keys some depth. Reverb's going to help them sit in the mix, and stereo placement can make them feel nice and wide and immersive. And I'm doing that with S1 Imager from Waves. It's not the prettiest of plugins, but it definitely does the job. Just take a listen. Let's take a listen to that in the mix. Finally, I'm going to add in a little bit of plate reverb. Let's take a listen to our piano with all the plugins off and then on. Crucially, let's see what a difference we've made to the piano in the mix. And those are 3 great tips for working with piano. Carve out with EQ, control with compression, and add depth with reverb and stereo width. If you're looking for more mix tutorials just like this one, then be sure to join up with the YouTube membership. You'll find the join button just below this video. There you'll find a whole bunch of exclusive videos, courses, and weekly live streams. If you're looking for help with your music production or career, then head over to realhomestudio.com. I've got a whole bunch of resources just waiting for you over there. If you enjoyed this video today, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want a bit more mix help right now, you might want to check out this next video.